Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sparkress Inspiration. How is everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. I'm in a really good day. It's kind of like late afternoon, and I had such a wonderful morning. I have to get up quite early and get Hagen to the bus stop. It's his senior year. And when I get home, I'm wide awake. I love like 6, 7 a.m. energy. So I usually go and get some kind of information, a TED talk or something that like lifts me up. And this morning I heard something so fabulous, and I just want to show you guys. I put this over on Instagram too. It's Elizabeth Gilbert's TED talk on your elusive creative genius. And all my followers over on Instagram will know this because I was so prompted to just send this to people. It was so wonderful. And I remember being moved by Eat, Pray, Love so much. I loved that book. I thought it was phenomenal. But there is something in her maturation and prose and the way she delivers ideas that are similar to mine that I right away I just gelled with this. And you've heard me talk in other videos too how I've always believed that our creative juice comes from source. It comes from other. It's directed through us. It's like a little kind of air sent message, like here's a notion, here's an idea, here's a word, here's a premise, here's whatever. Why don't you grasp this thread and do what you can with it? And her whole idea on this was so wonderful, saying how creative people sometimes get caught in this vortex of fear and elusive energy for that, writer's block, whatever it is. And one of the ways to disconnect from that and have like a healthy distance from it is to know that it's like a visiting gift, and it's not necessarily us. We're not the end all be all for this. This is something that source is delivering to different people, and we can latch onto that information. You ever been out and all of a sudden you heard the perfect phrase, the perfect wording, you saw a vision of something, whatever it was? I feel like that's source gifting something to us, saying, do you want this delivery or not? So if you have pen and paper, if you have a computer, you can write this and get this thread of information. We can work with that, right? But she was saying how, she had a phenomenal, like unexpected success with Eat, Pray, Love. And she was like, how am I supposed to follow that up? And she realized in order to take the pressure off, you have to realize it's not just you. The ancient Greeks where everybody had different, words for it. It was genius at one point. That was just like before we said we were the genius and putting the onus on us, that it was a visitation spirit, so a higher guide providing us with this information and idea, and we could either run with it and create something with it, or we could pass on it, right? And it was just so beautiful because it's one of the ways that it removes pressure from us. We don't have to think, oh, what if I never come up with a good idea? What if this never happens? And I think because I always thought that, it wasn't just definitely within me, I was just kind of like a conduit. It would come to me and I could act on it or not. It takes the pressure off. That's why I think I'm able to channel every single day when I do my reads. I'm able to find the words. I don't have to stop recording. It just comes and it flows because I don't put this pressure on myself. Like I'm creating this because I'm just part of it, right? And she had this funny little story of this writer that was in his car, and all these great notions were coming. No, he was a musician, and all this music was coming to him in his car. And to display what was taking place in him, knowing it wasn't all him, he said, hey, give me a break. I'm trying to drive. So he's talking back to his divine inspiration that get back to me when I can get to pen and paper or at a piano or whatever. And I thought it was so lovely because you ever have that? You're right in the middle of something and a great notion comes. Like I was driving today and I thought of this title for a book that I love because I definitely feel like a book is in the works. I'm really kind of feeling writing, and this is funny because this is all what came within that too. It was really unique, so I feel like this will be great for your energy for today. And it was the title of I highly recommend myself, the humble art of suggestion, because I have found in certain instances when we have confidence in ourselves and we recommend ourselves for that raise, for that job, for that opportunity, we just step into it. We open that door ourselves. We're not waiting for it to arrive. We know that we're meeting it halfway. And I loved that idea. And I may be giving an idea away from somebody else and somebody comes up. That may also exist. Here's the thing with book titles or anything where you want to have a main domain, so many people, I feel like the universe tosses it out to maybe 1,000 people, maybe 10,000 people, and somebody picked up on it or they didn't. But I really loved that specific title. And I was like, I love that. And I made myself get my phone and just press record. And I said it over and over to myself till I could reach the school to pick up Hagen and write that down. So that's all part of this. So part of the energy, and I'm going to pull a tarot card with each one to kind of like quantify what's being said. Transitioning. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Hallelujah. So what this speaks to is we're not meant to stay in the same place. We're not meant to regurgitate the same words and play act or have this kind of mediocre existence of just, existing and not thriving and not changing and not transitioning. And transitioning can be a little bit awkward. It can be that metamorphosis where it's not always smooth, right? We have to let people, places, and things go from our life and create a healthy void so we can bring new things in. Let's see what's going on with this. Here we go. Queen of Cups energy, right? This is someone, they're strong in their sovereignty. They know how to keep their cup full so they stay replenished, so they stay in a great mode. If you saw my yesterday's video, I was talking about this for myself. I went and I got my nails done for the first time in a long time. I was just like, every time I looked at my hands, I was like, holy car wreck, like what the hell? And I was like, how can I just treat myself and relax a little bit? And like other people, I have a hard time sitting in a chair for 20 minutes. Oftentimes, if it's a new place or a new manicurist or whatever, they might just not be, they might be introverts. They don't talk, so you feel like you're sitting in silence. I had the best time. Great conversation, super, felt good, got away from all my kind of like to-do list. And then I was able, therefore, to refill my cup. So when I sat back down at my desk and I had to work, I felt good. I felt like I had this great big breath of fresh air. So this is definitely reminding you while you're transitioning to take time out, fuel your body with the right food, stay hydrated, stay focused, and don't have a sense of immediacy. Nothing has to come within a moment, right? It's a process. We're not racing towards some elusive ghost finish line. Let's enjoy the process, right? I learned to do this while I'm driving. I'm not just going from A to B. I want to see those people walking their golden retrievers and the geese in the park and the cloud formations and all of that. We're enjoying the beauty that surrounds us and refilling our cup with that. So you're going to have that beautiful energy that sustains you and makes you feel, oh yeah, I'm aligned with what's going on. Now, I love realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as external process of becoming our highest expression to this world. I was talking about this the other day too, how we are contagious. Our moods, our facial expressions, our actions, the energy that we bring to the table is contagious. People feel it. You ever just have somebody that's very angst-ridden in line behind you and they're sighing or they're fidgety or they're dropping things? You kind of feel jumpy, right? Like, oh, I don't really dig this. It's that fight or flight energy. Or if you hear somebody just singing and chilling out or playing with their baby, you feel chill. It's contagious. So knowing that we are providing other people through this nuance of our energy, a feeling, a mood, a vibe. So let's bring our best vibe out there. Even when I have my mask on, I smile behind it because smiles reaches our eyes, right? And I feel that people feel that. They feel the warmth. They feel that kind of deliverance of, hey, I feel good and I would like you to feel good as well. And the realization too, that what is our process right now so we become aware of that we're heart-centered. We're not ego-based. We're not like just pursuing and wanting and projecting and all of that, that we are really kind of like solidified in our best heart-centered space, that we truly care about the collective other people in our space, and we are loving and calm. Let's see what's going on over here. We'll pull one of these. There you go. This beautiful Ace of Wands that supports this new energy, and we can provide ourselves with a new avenue of thought or action if we need to change it, right? If we need to kind of shake things up that we notice we're kind of like going in a pattern. You ever just go to a place and you expect, because you were at that place before, to have the same experience, right? DMV, shopping, whatever. It's almost like we work ourselves up for no reason. Let's set ourselves up for success by saying, you know what I expect often comes my way, right? Because I'm bringing that energy, I'm projecting that energy. So let's set that energy for success and light and happiness and all of that. And you're going to have that. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel courageous, fulfilled, confident, amused at what's going on around you, as opposed to like, oh, this place, right? Now, it's like, I call it the law of Target, because whenever I go in Target, it's usually for very specific things, and I always think, oh, I gotta go do this. But I'm always on some strange ass Odyssey when I go in Target. It's like, you do. All those memes are true. You always end up spending double, if not triple, what you planned on in there. You find everything and the kitchen sink, and you're like, oh, I need this. Their scarves, their bags, their jewelry. Comment down below if you've ever gone in Target just to get like a lotion, a potion, and you've left with a cart full of stuff. Because you're like, oh, that lamp, oh, that thing. It's crazy. I don't know what it is in there. It's like their marketing is superb for you to want everything. And the fact that they have groceries and munchies and I almost said a starburst. They have a, what the hell is it? What am I? Starbucks in there. It makes it like a delightful kind of like little odyssey into there. So making fun and having a good time when you're at places. Not going in and expect to be like dismayed or irritated. You're going in with a playful, peaceful kind of attitude towards things, which I love. So that is really gorgeous. Now, perception, this is everything, how we perceive the world, how we perceive others, because then we kind of emote a matching frequency to it, right? You ever expect a person to be hostile towards you and all of a sudden you stiffen your neck, your back, whatever, or fear, right? You ever do something like when you were younger, you broke something and your mom and dad or come home or come in the room, you have this fear, right? People can read each other's energy and it's the perception of what we think is going to happen. So if we always say, it's no big deal, always get another chance. This is really great when it comes to rejection of any form. Say you wrote a book and the first publishing house doesn't like it. You did something, you don't have a lot of viewers, you don't have a heavy response on YouTube, or what you at least you would like or deem reasonable. It's your perception. I don't expect immediate gratification. I know that people will like my work. It'll all come in due time. All of that, build that manifestation and law of attraction up. Because the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity too, moving beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Yeah, sometimes we can see it only from our own perception. So if we see somebody else get riled about something, let's pause and like look at it through their lens, right? Maybe they don't have the monetary resources we have. Maybe they don't have, they're not interested in a subject matter as we are. All of those things, right? I saw this card this morning that made me laugh and I posted it saying, being knowledgeable in a narrow domain that nobody understands or cares about. This is also why we can think somebody doesn't like us. We'll be going on and on about our astrology, astronomy, or something that we love. Gauge your audience. If they're not into it, of course, they are not going to have the same perception and interest as you are. So that sort of thing, it's like, I think a big part of our joy and how we derive joy from life is how we perceive life, right? I just see it always as this crazy adventure. I don't let fear or I don't let fear crowd me. I don't let labels or the need to appear a certain way. And I also really don't care about other people's validation because I realize that in the end, that does nothing. Try to living up to somebody else's standards or validation or any of that is such a waste of time and spinning wheels, and people become yes people and they do things with different intentions because of that. So it's like I just see it as a beautiful creative endeavor. I wake up, I get excited, like what do I get to participate in today? I get really excited. How can I express my love and show, devotion to my family and my whacked out crazy pets from all corners of the earth? And, how can I make things zany and humorous and all of that? Like, let's make our life an adventure. And when we perceive it as that, and the world is a calm place and a world is a giving place, it's like we kind of make and cushion our environment with that. And that's what's going to be taking place. So let's see what card. Yeah, you see that? Your intuition is going to drive you towards this richer, more enlightened perception of things. Taking it easy, knowing that we have this beautiful source energy that helps us be creative and it takes the pressure off us. And we have that healthy distancing. We don't have this major onus on, this urgency or feeling like, oh, what if this font of knowledge dries up, or what if this happens? That we just realize when we move through things with ease and grace and purpose, it arrives how it's supposed to arrive, and we do the best with what we have where we are. And the high priestess always knows that. I'll have information when I need this. I will have the resources I need when I ask for them to arrive or they're necessary. I will have the words, the phrase, the balance, the grace, the foresight, whatever it is, and you will kind of encompass that, and you'll feel good and you'll feel well stationed to be able to achieve whatever you have. Even if it's super annoying, you have bureaucratic stuff, if you have visas, if you have passports, if you have documentation, it'll just happen, it'll flow, and then it'll be like, hey, that was no big whoop at all. I don't know why I gave myself such a frenzy of overthinking in this, right? Just letting things, it's all perception. Do we think it's going to be difficult? We make it difficult. Do we think it's going to flow with ease? Guess what? It flows with ease. So that is your daily pop. You guys, thank you for letting me ramble on. I just have this, I'm this great new energy. When I listen to things that I really connect with and I feel like it'll inspire others, I get really stoked because I do feel that that's how Source works too. It's like, hey, here's something you should watch, listen, or learn this. And if you can translate, transmute, whatever, get that good energy or understanding out there, and it can help pave the way for other people. Because like any other creative, as well, I sometimes get those things like, why are some days I can go nonstop and it's just there? And usually with words or my reads, it's always there because channeling is different. But sometimes it's like, it's hard to, I know that once I start a process, I love it, but I'm very in the writing process. Writers will know this. It's like you want to be very concise. You want to encapsulate that feeling so richly with the words that you'll let the combinations or how they're worded drive you nuts. So you just kind of like, I call it jumbling the bag of words. So I'll go on anything and like, let me give you an example. I'll go on Pinterest and I'll have something like this. They'll have this wheel. And I just look at this and right away I'm like, it evokes a sense in me. And then I'll say, okay, so this is, and then I'll just let it all swirl around and I'll just pick it out like it's a treat. And then the words will come. So there's all different little things that Source will provide for us to let us work down the avenue of creativity without driving ourselves mad, right? Because that does genius, madness. It's always been a thing in history where they say, because people in the relentless pursuit of trying to find that perfect phrase, that perfect whatever, that Midas touch of things, we can exhaust ourselves, right? We don't sleep right. We don't eat right. In the creative process, we go a little loopy. So it's about slowing our roll and waiting for it to come to us and being chill about it. So love and light to everybody. Thank you so much for all your love, support, your feedback, and, all your just, your amazing energy, you guys. You are so wonderful. I was just reading through the comments this morning and I'm psyched because tonight I'm going to sit back and start to reply and answer because you guys take the time to do that and it really moves me. It's so touching and I'm so excited about this Christmas season. I just really like it. I feel people are really just expanding this beautiful heart space for one another because they're banding and bonding together in a really strange time on earth, and it's bringing out the best in a lot of people. It's really beautiful to see. So love and light to all of you guys.